So, hello everybody. Ian Spicer here, Psych K instructor. And if you're watching this video, chances are you've already experienced Psych K in some way. Either you've done the basic workshop, maybe you've done the advanced workshop already. But chances are, if you're watching this video, you already know how powerful it can be. And so today I'm super excited, honored, and really pleased to be joined by Duccio Locardi, who is not only the head of the Psyche Health and Wellbeing program, but is also now the director of Psyche internationally. He's doing an amazing job in that role. And he's here today to talk specifically about the health and wellbeing program.
Mhm.
So this workshop is often the one people tell me, and certainly I experience this myself, uh, that goes the deepest. And not because it's heavy, uh, but because it's like a capstone. It's almost like the capstone that sits on top of all of our workshops, our in-person foundational workshops. And with all of that information that you already know, it just provides a whole nother level of opportunity, uh, the ability to be able to analyze what's going on in your life in so many more areas, not just in health or well-being, so much more powerfully. And certainly for me, it's coming up to, and I haven't counted out whether it was the ninth or 10th time I'm going to be going back as a refresher, as a participant. And as I tell everybody in the workshops, uh, it's so good to go back as a refresher for all the workshops because same information, some evolution, but same information. But because I was a different version of myself each time, mind completely blown. And so whether you're feeling, like your health's great, whether you're feeling like you're struggling, whether you're just interested in like activating your mind doctor, mastering your epigenetic signals, maybe you're even thinking about bringing this into some sort of professional context or working with family and friends. This is a workshop that will leave your mind truly blown in a really powerful and beautiful way. So, Duccio, thank you so much for being here. It's great to see you.
Hi, Ian. Thank you for inviting me to this beautiful exchange of ideas. And it's funny to see the two different uh, pictures because I'm in Switzerland now. You are in Australia, and clearly from the color of our skin on our faces, the difference is clear. Sunny Australia, colder Switzerland, but the health topic is such a beautiful, intense, and deep topic that I believe is one of the most important aspect of our life, and that's why in Psyche, health, not as a substitute of official health, but as a beautiful complement to official health, alternative health, is such an important part of Psyche. Besides everything that Bruce Lipton says and mentions about epigenetic, besides the placebo effect, uh, Psyche is a key for our own health, even if we are not professionals, if we are not medical doctors or involved in any specific health profession, learning how to take care of our health from the psyche point of view, from the holistic point of view, is very important. That's why many people who attend a health and well-being are just attending for to know how can I be able to reach and maintain an optimal state of health and well-being. And then they come with this idea thinking that, oh, this is about health, and health is categorized as just one subject. But then we discover that health is about life and how we live our life. Because during this workshop, you will discover how your personal relationship affect our health, your health, how your relationship in your job affect your health, how um, traumas, traumatic events in your life affect your health, how you perceive yourself affect your health. So everything in life, relationship, your job, your perception of yourself, the relationship that you have, for example, with money can affect your
Mm,
health as well. So you
mm,
see everything, we think about health, oh, health is health, and we need to take care of health. You will learn that really health is much, much, much bigger. Because as many of the people who are going to listen to this beautiful exchange of ideas already know how important is the subconscious mind in our health. Because during the basic workshop, we already know that our subconscious mind manages our subconscious beliefs, limiting or enhancing, but at the same time, our autonomous nervous system. So every single subconscious belief that we have that could be enhancing or limiting is affecting in one way or another our physiology. And that's why probably some of the listeners have already experienced a change in their health and well-being, even if they have not directly used Psyche for health. But maybe, oh, I've used Psyche to be able to transform a stressful relationship in my family. I've used
mm,
Psyche to be more successful. I've used
mm,
Psyche to be more patient. I've used Psyche to be able to transform the perception of this event that was triggering all my life and stressing me so much. And as a beautiful side effect and consequence, they started to feel better. Oh my God, I was able to digest again. I was able to sleep better. My skin is not itching anymore. Or
mm,
maybe this specific allergy or intolerance that I've had has suddenly disappeared, even without having addressed that specific condition with Psyche or with
mm,
any other tool, just because you changed the subconscious limiting beliefs that were in some way related to that specific condition. And that's the magic of Psyche, because Psyche is about life and health is about life. And
mm,
that's really the for at least for me, but I've Ian,
mm,
you and I, we have so many personal and personal examples, but also examples with people with whom we have facilitated the Psyche sessions. And that's why I'm so passionate about, first of all, Psyche, but
mm,
then health seen from this point of view, because it's really holistic.
mm. I think that that's beautifully said, and I think that if I'm correct, what you're saying is that, a lot of the time we think about things very in a very linear way, cause and effect. So for
Exactly.
me to change my health, I need to balance something directly related to my health.
Yeah.
When there are so many more aspects that we can look at to work on our health and support a specific transformation of a specific condition. And that's one of the reasons I love the health and well-being so much. And you just mentioned, like, people quite, and even which I call one of the the most important benefits from Psyche, this deep sense of inner peace that people get
Ah,
when they start doing
yes.
Psyche. That's a
Yes.
state of health.
Yes.
That's a that
Yes.
that's
That's the one.
that is an incredible state of health, just by nature of working on our lives, our day-to-day lives. But the thing I love about the health and well-being program is it expands the parameters of our understanding and of what's possible,
Yeah.
where we can look, how we can approach, uh, whether it's a condition or a situation from different aspects that we would have never thought of before. And
Hmm.
each one of those aspects that we balance, and I remember you saying this many years ago, as an ignition point
Mm.
to help activate. us into a new reality from the subconscious perspective. And I
Yeah.
love that. And even though we are learning some great new balances, and I'm sure you'll talk about those, the really amazing thing for me is this expanded uh, opportunity we have in this expanded, or this new depth of field we have to be able to look at and analyze and imagine what
Mhm.
is now possible from a health perspective, but not necessarily from health, from a whole other
Exactly.
aspect as well, right?
Yeah. Exactly. It's to the one of the most important aspect of the health and well-being is to develop or to increase, if we already have, the ability to see the invisible, the ability to see what we were not able to see before.
Mm,
Because the beauty of Psyche, sometimes we have the illusion that, oh wow, with Psyche, I'm going to be something, okay, or to achieve something. The beauty is that we already are what we would like to be.
mm,
We already have what we would like to have in front of us, but we just don't see it. We do not know how to reach this goal or how to be we would like to be, but
mm,
just because we forgot it. Okay, so Psyche is about remembering. Psyche is about to remember how to be healthy. Okay, because everything is already within us. And for example, one of the key parts of the health and well-being that you mentioned is about the four levels of reality. The four levels of reality that will be deeply explained and practiced during the whole workshop allow us to see the invisible, allow us to see the same health condition, let's say from a more objective level, okay, from a more three-dimensional objective level, okay. It's about more about, okay, let's, what's the physiology, what's the biomechanic, what's really from the very detailed point of view. Is it what I'm eating? Is it about my exercise? So more classical health. Then there is a subjective. Maybe there is a message for me in what I'm experiencing. And then there is the symbolic reality, it's more the dream reality. Okay, why am I in some way co-creating this health condition? And then finally, there is the holistic reality. The holistic is we are all one, the illusion of separation has been dissolved. So from this level, we can see what we are experiencing health-wise, again, in a completely different way. So the ability to develop the ability to deeply understand and use these four levels of reality combined with Psyche will help the facilitator to really see things that previously were invisible, and then to use the tools that facilitators already learned during the basic and the advanced. Because like you said, during the health and well-being, yes, we will learn two beautiful new balances, but the rest is about how to think in a completely different way, how to up level our way to approach and see a specific problem and condition. Clearly, through specific tools, because we will learn many new protocols. But protocols are not balances, is how to be able to see the invisible. I love the analogy and the shamanic analogy about the eagle, how to be like the eagle that fly very high, is able to see the big picture. The eagle is able to see the forest, so the big picture, everything that in my life is in some way creating and maintaining the health problem that I have, but also the detail, the single tree that needs to be addressed to transform the whole forest. And the detail could be, again, anything about life. It could be a conflict in my family. It could be a conflict in my job. It could be conflict in money. It could be a conflict in my childhood. It could be a conflict that I have with my father and daughter, or a loss that I've had. I've for me, 2024, when Rob, for example, personal, okay, when Rob Williams, the Psyche originator, transitioned in October 2024, it was whoa,
Rest in
wow,
peace. Rest in
oh my
peace.
God, yes. And it was unexpected. It was such a shock in my life. And then in April 2025, my father transitioned. And 10 days before that, my father-in-law transitioned. So I have experienced this in my life. And the key is that it's not about how can I control what happens in my life? No, because life happens. Life
Mm,
happens. It's how, first level, how I react to what happens in my life. And that's already a very, very good point of view. Oh my God, how am I reacting to all these losses? And okay, I'm reacting with freezing modality, for example, or fear, or and how this is affecting my health. Oh my God, my sleep, my digestion, my inner lack of inner peace, for example. But then we want to move from reacting to what happens in life to, okay, let's observe what's happening in life. Let's understand why this is happening in my life and if there is any message for me. And let's see what I can do in my reality to integrate what's happening in my life, to be and to stay, like you said, as much as possible in this state of peace and to keep evolving, even what's happening in my life is very stressful, like three losses in a kind of row,
mm,
but to even evolve through that and not to stay in the state of desperation, depression, sadness that unfortunately happens when we are victims of life. But when we
mm,
start to dialogue with life, okay, life, clearly, if this happened,
mm,
it had to happen. So my power is how I interact with what happens in life, and therefore what's the effect on my physiology. Because if I can tell you that if I wouldn't have had Psyche with what has happened with Rob Williams, my father-in-law, and my father, I probably would not be here talking with you with this passion, with this peace. I would probably be on my bed, I mean, doing nothing, or just depressed or crying, uh, in a very bad physical shape. Okay. And the beauty of Psyche, and I'm not exaggerating, Psyche, I think, has saved my life. And
beautiful.
when I say Psyche has saved my life, is I have saved my life because we are Psyche. Psyche is a beautiful way to dialogue with
Mm,
every aspect of ourselves. But it's about deeply respecting who we are, what we are going through, but to really never stay in the victim role. Never.
yes.
Okay? That's I think it's one of the most important
Yeah,
thing also in health.
beautiful. Saved your life. I think it saved thousands of people's lives.
Yes.
I I think for me as well, I like to think of it as it helped me reclaim my life.
Yes.
Reclaim it's not just another version of that, right?
Yes.
Um, we've all been programmed since we were young through the entire gamut of the world, and it's for the first time ever we've got the ability to fully reclaim the big computer that runs our life.
Yeah.
And that's just a beautiful thing. As individuals and as humanity, we've never had that opportunity to do that. And we now do have that. And that is really, that's the evolution of humanity right there, right?
Yeah.
Why we do what we do. And messages is just such a great subject to talk about. And
Yes.
those messages that maybe we need to get that we're not aware of is just another part of the just because we don't think of something doesn't mean it's not there trying to, messing us up or trying to help us. And we need, and just knowing about it consciously isn't enough either, right? Um, Being able to integrate it at the subconscious level is what it's all about. And so messages, people have talk about messages for years and years. I've got a condition. Maybe there's a message I need to receive. Uh, but the missing piece, pardon, the missing piece. Rob Williams' book, once again, rest in
Yeah.
peace. The missing piece, my favorite book, our favorite book, is the ability to be able to internalize
Yeah.
these messages, the lessons, our dreams and wishes, uh, and be able to take out of our system the things that we don't want, that we'll
Yeah.
put there without our, uh, don't represent our dreams and wishes, the stresses, the post-traumatic stresses, the limitations, the kind of fragmented parts of ourselves. And this just, I feel like this, we're reconnecting ourselves with this as well.
Yeah.
So
Indeed. Indeed.
what with messages, I know that with health and wellbeing program, we go pretty deep into that, and basic and
Hmm.
advanced, we don't talk about that really much. Just you mentioned them, but could you tell us a little bit more about?
Hmm. Yeah. The messages is such a key aspect of psyche in the health and well-being. We approach messages in also two different ways. One more through using intuition, so to access really to be able to develop our ability to talk with our own inner wisdom that knows everything, including the reason why we are going through difficult situations,
Mm,
through what we usually call illness. And that's one way to be able, because we ask our superconscious mind. Okay, many facilitators already know this term, and this ability to really talk, like for example, Ian, you know very well, and I know it's the same for you. Our superconscious is our best friend. So it's like, okay, tell me, okay, I'm still having this. So why? Please tell me. I'm going still. I'm
mm.
still experiencing this thing that's so stressful for me. And the superconscious gently slap on our face and said, oh, Duccio,
Wow.
you just
Yeah.
need to forgive this person for having done that. And if you do not do that, I will still be here trying to with this wake up call, because the messages are a wake up call, are Duccio,
Mm.
as as long as you do not see this message, and as long as you do not integrate these messages at a subconscious level, and as long as you do not take action about that, I will be here in and telling you, I will be here to try to communicate you in the most uh, beautiful, but at the same time triggering way that you have to do that. Okay. And again, there are two ways on how to do that during, you will learn during the health and well-being, because again, the health condition can be a messenger. For example, if I have pain on my right shoulder, okay, and it's painful, it's uncomfortable, and I want to take a painkiller. Perfect. Okay, this is one option. But if the pain on my right shoulder is the way my whole system is trying to get my attention about, Duccio, talk to your brother. you need to talk to your brother because you have had this conflict with him and this anger that it's you are experiencing and retaining in your system is toxic for you, for your liver, for your stomach, for your health, and it's also really deteriorating the relationship with your brother. And this is vital for you and for your brother and for everything that you're doing in your life. Because for you as a psyche instructor, if you're angry with your brother, if you don't feel well, this will affect everything that you're doing in your life, including your job, including your relationship with your wife, including anything. Okay. So
Mm.
it's too important for you to just ignore this pain shoulder and to just try to fix it with a painkiller. The painkiller could be useful if you first listen to the messenger. That's the pain in the shoulder. Okay. And the shoulder pain might be there to tell me, Duccio, talk to your brother. Duccio, talk to your brother. Duccio, forgive your brother. And Duccio also take responsibility for what happened with your brother. Because if this happened, it's not only because of your brother. You co-create this thing with him. So
Mm.
what do you need to learn from this? Oh my God, I have to be patient. I have to
Mm.
learn that me and my brother have two different ways of thinking, for example. I have to learn that I was too impatient about what happened between me and my brother. So I start to see, okay, it's not all about my brother, it's also about me. But
Mm.
Ian, just knowing with the gay, there are again two ways on how to know the message, but just knowing is not enough. The beauty is that once we know, then we use the psyche to integrate the messages at a subconscious level. We change the behavior and then we take action. Because
Yeah.
after, okay, I have the pain, I know how to talk to the pain or to check with muscle testing what
Mm.
this pain is trying to tell me. I
Yeah.
integrate with the Sake balance and then I call, okay, Matthew, we need to talk. Okay,
Yeah.
we need to talk because well, our relationship is not good now. It's affecting my health. I think it's affecting your health. I think it's affecting our relationship, and we need to really now talk as adults and transform this thing. And
Yeah. Right.
not many things, sorry. Many times when we do this process, we magically see a transformation of the symptom. Why? Because we
Mm.
have listened to the messenger and said,
Yeah.
okay, now Duccio, you have listened to me, you have integrated, you have taken action, I can go. That's the
Yeah.
key.
So it wasn't about the sore shoulder. It was about the message.
Yeah,
And we all know that when we're stressed, most people in the world would agree if you're stressed, you get sick. But
yeah,
it's not just always
exactly.
enough to just think about the stress. And we can all do that, transform the stress if we've done psyche. But those
Yeah,
messages can be some more of those hidden, unseen uh, messages that we can balance. And that
yeah,
they can just be a
exactly.
linchpin in the whole situation.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And yeah, and also secondary gains in health, because we also talk very extensively about secondary gains related to health. Um,
Yeah.
the secondary gains are introduced during the basic workshop as
Yeah.
it seems crazy, but it's the advantage in maintaining a problem. And health-wise, secondary gains are very common in chronic conditions, health chronic condition.
Yeah.
That it doesn't matter what we do, they stay with us. Okay?
Yeah.
This stomach ache, it doesn't matter what I do. I've seen so many professionals still there, still there, still there.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, and crazily enough, it's at the subconscious level having this health condition, stomachache, for example, is helping us to maintain an advantage. And sometimes it's about love, being loved, being taken care of, having control, for example,
Yeah.
or so many other things, or our identity. So many people
Yeah.
who have condition for years and years and years identify with the condition. Another crazy secondary gain is, yes, my grandmother had this, my grandmother had this, my grandmother had this, my mother had this. Oh my God, I have this too. And then we discovered at the subconscious level, not consciously, because consciously we would be crazy if if we would like if we make if we made this on purpose, but subconsciously there is a kind of contract. To be loyal to your family, you have to have exactly the same condition. So you are loyal. And if you're healthy, you're not loyal to your family, you're thrown out of the family, from the family group, and you die because we are social. And so
Yeah.
we
Yeah. Yeah.
stay with the condition to be part of the family and to survive and to be
Yes.
loyal to the family.
To be part of the
So
tribe.
we're part of the tribe, exactly.
It's just dropping golden nuggets, Duccio, as always, and that's one of the things I love about the health and wellbeing program coming back again for everyone that's done it again. They're new all the time, but the golden nuggets, 4 days non-stop to
Yeah.
help us find the diamonds.
Exactly. Exactly.
Golden nuggets to help us find the diamonds that we need to really just disconnect from the old realities that we've been in, the old thought
Exactly.
patterns to set us free on all areas, which gives us that whole new level of health. It's fantastic, and the superconscious obviously is such a key part of psyche, and
Yeah.
working directly with that part of who we are is we do it in the messages, but there's some other areas that I mean, we're always working with the superconscious, but
Yeah.
being able to consciously, I know in some of the processes we're doing, to be able to consciously be connecting with that part of who we are and getting guidance is just it's just
Ah, it's life
unreal.
changing.
It's
It's
unreal.
unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unreal. It's a paradox because uh, actually it's the most natural thing for us, and it's a
Mm.
quality that we have since we were born on day
Yes.
zero. But clearly, we have chosen this reality. Okay, I believe we are not victims, but we live in a society that starting day zero tells you do not trust that, do not access, you have not the right.
Yeah.
So it's something that it's within us, and that's why when we know how to access, it's extremely easy because it's an innate quality, but we
Mm.
forgot how to do that. And this in this health and well-being, you will learn many tools on how to remember to access this innate quality to dialogue and to interact and to transform and to make this alchemy process that affects every aspect of your life in such a
Mm.
beautiful, elegant, and simple way. But again,
Fantastic.
it's about a remembering, it's not learning from scratch. Actually, something that I say very often and mention very often during the health and well-being is to participants is do not believe a single word that I share tell you. Do not experience it. So just listen,
Yes.
experience, and once you have experience, you know it's true. But
Yeah.
just do not accept or think something is true just because I say it. Absolutely
Mm.
not. Do not believe a single word.
Yeah.
Just listen, experience, and once you experience, you know it's true. And this would be forever.
That's wonderful. And on I really feel that deeply. It's amazing. Uh, I've really felt on my journey in Psyche. that this idea of the paradox, which all of life is a paradox, becomes so clear,
Yes.
becomes so clear. And it's a whole nother area that we can think about when balancing, just like you're talking about there, was number one with our spirit, who we are, higher self, superconscious. It just gives us this whole nother field to go and play in,
Yeah.
and balance. So I really appreciate you saying that.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
the actual balances that we're going to learn, because there are some there's a whole lot of new protocols and
Mm,
balance per se.
yeah.
Maybe tell us a little bit about those, because uh, I think
Yeah.
people connect in, go, what am I going to learn? What's the balance I'm going to learn?
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
So we have talked about really the overall philosophy and the key about thinking differently and to develop a different way to see things and to get information. On a more practical level, during the health and well-being, we will learn two new balances. One is the optimal health and well-being balance, that is about a branch of science that's called psycho, neuro, endocrine immunology that connects all the four major systems of the body. So the mind, the neurological system, the nervous system, the endocrine system, so hormones, and the immune system. And it's a kind of complex branch of science. The beauty of this balance is that Rob Williams studied this science for a while and was able to extrapolate and extract the 22 beliefs that the healthiest people in the world have. Also, the elder, healthiest, happiest, and most peaceful people in the world have. So it's a kind of 22 long life elixirs. Okay. And in this balance, they are all combined together so you can, while experiencing this balance, to download within your subconscious mind and therefore your physiology and biochemistry to start to activate all these long life elixirs within you that will continue for all your life, because we know that once something has been integrated, it works forever or as long as we need it. So this is the beautiful balance that for the ones who have already attended the advanced workshop, the structure is similar to the core belief balance, okay, but with again 22 pairs of these amazing beliefs related to health. And this is one. Another one is what's called alternative life balance. It's such an amazing way to use your inner doctor, your inner transformative power to go through your life with a specific condition, health condition, anything that can you might experience now. It could be heart related, digestion related, skin related, bone related, whatever, okay, health related. You would be able through this journey that's very deep, very intense, but at the same time very fast. Okay, because you will use your subconscious mind. You will go through. You will do this journey with in your life with this condition. Then you will be able to create a brand new life in which you are extremely healthy, and to download the information of the new healthy life into the current life so that your subconscious mind will activate all the beautiful epigenetic programs and signal in the current life to trigger your optimal health and well-being. These are the two main new balance process that are um, that the ones who will attend the health and well-being will experience during this workshop. And then there will be so many different protocols because we will talk about how to facilitate a psyche session related to health and well-being. We will learn key questions. We will talk about secondary gains. We will learn how to use intuition to talk with our superconscious mind. We will learn how to, surprisingly, how to talk to a part of the body, to an organ, to our skin, to our teeth, to our eyes, and they will surprisingly enough answer. We will use what's called a message protocol that will use a muscle testing to communicate with the superconscious mind. We will see how to always psyche as a complement, but how to use psyche also in first aid and emergency situations. After you have taken care of your health from in the classical point of view, you take care of your body, you take care of your wound, burning, whatever. Okay, in the classical way, then as soon as possible, use Psyche and it's pure magic. And so many other protocols that now I cannot mention because only during the health and well-being
Yeah.
they make sense, and just mentioning them would not make much sense. But it's really different tools, like you said, to see the same condition uh,
Many
from
different places.
many different levels, many different
Yeah.
point of view. Exactly.
Yeah. And first aid's just a great thing to be able to use Psyche. I've used it uh, when we were at the health and wellbeing program in Gold Coast last year. I was on a tram and I haven't done this for years. I jumped off the tram. It was probably 7 o'clock at night. Jumped off the tram and I rolled my ankle. And
Oof. Yeah.
I was lying on the ground next to the tram. It went off. There was no one, and I was like, how am I going to be able to walk the 2 or 3 blocks to get back? And I just did a number of balances, including messages,
Yeah.
including working with my superconscious in that very special way we learn how to do it in the health and wellbeing program, transform the perception of stress in the original. I literally got up and it was quite a bad, I really thought I wasn't going to be able to walk. Got up and walked home, and the next day it was almost perfect.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it just blew my mind because I know what a bad ankle roll is. But that's fantastic. You mentioned working with conditions. I love the way in the health and well-being it shows us how to work with a physical condition all the way through from start to finish.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
To see really to close the circle.
Closer. So I
Yeah.
love
Mm.
where we learn about reactive responses,
Oh,
uh,
yes. Also, the reactive
allergies,
responses,
and
the
I love that.
allergies, intolerances.
Oh
Oh,
my
wow.
gosh.
Yes.
I mean, so
Huge.
many people have got allergies, and it's not always a result of the subconscious beliefs, but quite often there
Yeah.
can be messages or beliefs or stresses behind there, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Um, it's just such a great 4 days, and it goes so quickly because
Yes.
everyone's
Is
like,
it?
it's 4 days. It's so much fun. And my when I tell people about it, I say it'll be a bunch of people, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, how many people it is, sitting there already so psyched up because they've done
Yeah,
basic, they've done
exactly.
advanced.
Exactly.
Many have done them multiple times. Some have just done basic and advanced, just, the couple of weeks before, but still so psyched up. Everyone thinks they know each other when they get there. They're
Yeah.
all from different walks of life, and everyone just connects so beautifully straight away. But then they sit there, and everyone just sits there shaking their heads, going, I can't believe we're learning this.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. This is like, we never thought this would be possible in life.
Yeah.
And we're
Yeah.
learning how to use our human uh, beingness at a level that we never thought possible. And the information we learn, unless you do this workshop, like
Yeah.
all of the psycho, it's the only place in the world where you're going to learn this kind of stuff.
Yeah. Exactly.
And so it's just such a gift and it's such a unique experience. And you're such an amazing facilitator. Just hold, and captivate people, dropping those golden nuggets so we can find the diamonds.
The,
So
the keys,
really,
As you know very well, the key is simplicity. Because
Yeah,
what I always share, the simpler, the deeper. So the beauty of this is that everything that we have shared until now, it's simple. It's
yeah,
simple to learn how to do that.
yeah,
And that's the magic. Right?
yeah. It's low hanging fruit. Easy to get.
Yeah, exactly. I
Easy to
love
get.
this analogy. It's exactly like that. It's
It's
they're already there. We just need to, oh my God, I see them. I see them now. I see
yeah,
that apple. I can pick it. Before I
yeah,
didn't see the apple because there was a leaf before in front
yeah,
of. We learn how to, oh wow,
yeah,
there is an apple there.
yeah.
Yeah.
You can't leave those 4 days without being a really whole new version of yourself.
No, no.
Even as I said, ninth or tenth time, and it's just incredible. And I'm sure for all the other psyche instructors around the world who like are just amazing, same thing. We've all gone and seen it so many times. We keep going
Yeah.
back. Not because we have to, because we love it and because we get the personal experience over and over again,
Yeah,
and the expansive.
exactly.
Um,
And we enter all the time at different levels.
yeah,
Yeah. Mm.
yeah. Life just evolves. Where does
Yeah.
it end, Duccio? Where does it end? How deep does the subconscious go? Is there any limit on how big and beautiful and amazing our life can be?
No.
It just gets better and better. And
Oh, yeah.
this is I say to people, this is the creative work of our life,
Yeah.
creating our life from the inside out, and starts with the basic. And we've just never had the tools to be able to do this before, this quickly and this effectively. We've got the tools to be able to create whatever we want in our life.
Yeah.
We can create music, we can create art, and that's beautiful. But what we create on the inside is our life, and
Yeah.
we're all creative geniuses, whether we know it or not. And it really helps us activate that within us that has always been there, but it's just blocked, because
Yeah.
we've been told all of these things growing up. And well, I really, really appreciate our time together. Is there anything else you'd like to mention before we kind of wrap it up? Because we're almost an hour.
Oh, yes. Yeah. It's
Is there anything?
um, um, yes. It doesn't matter if you are going to attend this workshop or not. My really wish to you is to be brave, open, and vulnerable. Okay? Because once you are brave, open, and vulnerable to see who you really are, to see which are your gifts, but also your limitations, your light and your shadow, then you can grow at the speed of light. And for sure, Ian and I are looking forward to seeing you doing the health and well-being, but really um, be have the courage to be vulnerable, have the courage to be to see your shadows and to transform them in light. And just as a last thing, cherry on the cake, on the top of the cake, something that Rob Williams used to say, especially in the last couple of years before transitioning to the level where he is now, is that everyone involved in psyche should have two qualities. One is humbleness, the other one is confidence. They seem kind of contradictory. Oh, how can I be humble if I'm confident? No, no, no. It's you can be extreme, really confident only if you're humble. Humble to learn what you need to learn, humble to see who you really are, humble to see also your limits, but confident that you can transform anything in your life. And this is what I wanted to share as the closing of this call.
Beautiful, Duccio. Well,
Mm.
it's been incredible. It's always a privilege to talk to you, and I'm sure everyone's going to get a great deal out of this, a value out of this video. And whether they do the health and well-being or not, they're helping their health with Psyche.
Yeah,
They can just do the basic workshop and completely change their life. But
exactly.
this is an invitation for you if you're ready, and it's calling you to do more. And
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
love to see you if you are. And of course, Rosie Pletzer and myself have been, uh, you know, teaching people in Australia for a long time. Rosie's a
Yeah.
beautiful lady, and we'll be there in Australia. And but if you're anywhere else in the world, or if you're in Australia and you can't get to the one coming up, there's health and wellbeings all around the world. They're all on psyche.com. But it's been beautiful. If you feel that quiet yes, we'd love to see you there. But thank
Yeah.
you, Duccio. It's been a beautiful
Thank you.
conversation.
Thank you, Ian. Thank you so much. And thanks, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.